the atmosphere in the plane was pensive. Ahead of us, we could see, those of us who were near windows, we see the most marvelous firework display you'd ever seen in your life. But of course, it wasn't fireworks. With great deliberation, and certainly a certain amount of feeling, I came to the conclusion that I would honor the spirit of the parachute regiment, that I wouldn't surrender, that if I had to fight my lone battle, I'd fight my lone battle rather than be taken prisoner.
In the water, there were so many ships, small and big, that in the briefing, they said to the pilots, you cannot ditch. There's no place for you to put an airplane in the water. So he said, you must test your 4 engines before getting on the water. He said, because you would simply crush several people if you tried to ditch.
As I hit the beach, and the soldiers start pouring out, and I seen them dropping. I seen them getting shot. I seen them faces blown off. God, it was an awful sight. And this is the first time I ever talked about it. I hope it's my last. And we were instructed not to take anybody back unless they were wounded or dead.
When the Canadian Army went through, pulled the guys out of the water and all that sort of stuff, because we wouldn't have done that unless the firing had stopped on the beach. And we had nowhere to go because we'd lost everything anyway, so we pulled the guys some of the guys were hitting the waters, pulled them out of the water. And what we worried about, the tanks were going to come in, and tanks may run over, they wouldn't see the bodies, they were just running it over.
Unfortunately, some of the boats fell short of the beach and dropped the men in deep water. And I've seen men struggling in deep water and never really come through. They were drowned before they even got to the beach.
I was holding my rifle out of the water at the time, and the water was over my waist yet still at that time. And then once I got hit, that knocked me over backwards, and naturally I lost that. It was my rifle. I had my rifle, so that's the end of my rifle, and I thought my arm was going to fall off, that it was just about, it was hardly there.
He was about two feet away from me. He wasn't so lucky. The machine gun took his helmet off and part of his skull. And he was crying, help me, help me, help me. And he fell at my feet. And I couldn't help him. I had no morphine. I had nothing to help him. So the only thing I could do, I started praying for him. Our Father who art in heaven. And I never finished the prayer. And it seemed to soothe him. He stopped screaming, help me, when I said the prayer. Then I reached down and I touched his hand. I touched his hand because I wanted him to know he wasn't alone.
I can only talk about that little speck, easy red, Omaha Beach. And I saw nothing there but valor. When those men saw their brothers being cut down, they didn't turn and run. Nobody hollered, I don't want to go. They kept moving forward. And it was, of all the things, it actually formed the way I would live the rest of my life.